Thank you. Let's get seated. We are moving ahead. Before I continue, we would like to recognize the presence of the following our daddy and professors. Professor Bambili Salau, we recognize you. Professor S.R.A. Adewusi, I will recognize you. Thank you, sir. Professor Yabe Shuti, Environmental Management and Toxicology of the University, you are welcome. Mr. Adeleke Ajani, Retired Director, Extra, you are welcome. Thank you. Pastor Emeka Izede, thank you. I hope I pronounced it very well. Thank you so much. You are welcome. He's a member of our community. And we also recognize the presence of the gentlemen and women of press. We also welcome ladies and gentlemen and students. So we are moving ahead. Quickly, we are going to call the chairman of the Managing Committee, Dr. Adeni, to give talk to you now. Thank you so much, Dr. Let's welcome our organizers.
Thank you very much. Before we go further, please can we bring the dignitaries to the front? So call the people who are supposed to be here from the front, and then we'll start. Thank you.
Protocols. Please, Professor Bambili Salau. We will recognize. Please, for somebody. It's the keynote speaker. Okay. It's our keynote speaker. So you are welcome, Daddy. Professor S.R.A. Adewusi, Chairman, please thank you. Professor Yabe Shuti, Environmental Management and Toxicology, Lord. Mr. Adeleke Ajani, Director, Extra. And Pastor Emeka Izede, I tried this time around, representing the chairman. Thank you so much. Please.
Now we can start. Thank you very much. Distinguished members of the table, students, postgraduates, undergraduates here present, members of the Living Service Foundation, the members of the fourth estate of the realm, the journalists that are here with us. It is my pleasure to welcome us to this the opening ceremony of the 9th edition of the National Conference on Environment and Health. We know that environment and health are so intricately interwoven that they cannot be separated, because everything about your health can be determined by what goes on in your environment. And the environment is not just physical environment. We're talking about temperature, we're talking about the wind speed, talking about rainfall and other things. But the environment also has to do with your socio-cultural environment. So what we are doing here is taking the totality of environment and seeing how it impinges on the health of individuals. And the motivation for this conference, we started about 9 years ago, is that oftentimes in the university, we see that there's a kind of disconnect between the gown and the town. Most of the time, the gown, is academia. And a lot of research is done in the academic institutions in the country. But then most of the time, these researches do not directly translate into industry advantage because there's a disconnect. It's either because the research that are done in academia direct relevance on the industry need, or somehow there is a break in communication, there's a gap. And so what the Living Science Foundation, set out to do is to bring together the academic institutions and the industry so that we can have a synergy. And so researches in academic institutions can be directed into industry needs. And when these researches are done, evidence is provided to that is very germane to the health of not just individuals, but the health of populations and the health of the nation. And that is the reason why we're here. At this conference, we're going to be talking about biotechnology, biodiversity, and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of issues that will be coming out from this conference. You will not want to miss. Or before next of the day and tomorrow, we're going to be accepting very critical issues that border on food security, that border on some policies in this country that actually affect even our sovereignty as a nation. So, regardless of whatever the population here is, the kind of impact that you're going to be seeing and what you're going to see come out from the community is going to be enough food for thoughts for us to begin to chart the path for food security based on science and not based on some quest for money and power by some individuals who either knowingly or unknowingly are already serving our country and actually affecting the future not only of our own ourselves, but even the future of our children. So it is with great joy and happiness that I welcome us to this 9th conference of the national, 9th edition of National Conference on Environment and Health. And I want us all to participate maximally. Thank you very much.
Sir, please let's give organizing committee chairman we are making progress. Next on our agenda, so we are supposed to have openly addressed by the Vice Chancellor. I think we'll pursue that a little. He has a lot of. Okay, thank you. We proceed to the next speaker, Pastor Ezekiel Odeyemi, represented by Pastor Ezekiel Ezebuti, to give. He's the chairman board of trustees, Science Foundation. Please, you are welcome, sir. Yeah, please, let's give a round of applause. Yeah, thank you so much. Please. Good morning, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Please, a welcome address from my boss, Pastor Ezekiel, the chairman of Board of Trustees, the Science Foundation, 11. I'm delighted to once again welcome distinguished participants to another edition of National Conference on Mental Health. This conference series is also about sustainable development, with sustainable development operational defined in terms of three dimensions: economy, social, and environmental. The environmental dimension has turned out to be a defenseless weapon for the others. Since the benefits accruing from the health environment cannot be commercialized by a few, but is to be enjoyed by everybody. The job of working out such environment is then often left for everybody, making it liable to get done. As it is often said, everybody's job is nobody's job. What is left undone? The Living Science Foundation has, however, taken it upon itself to ensure that this critical job gets done. Furthermore, with the result that often leads Professor S.R. Adewusi, the chief.
About 4 or 5 years old, trekking to a UN food center. She got tired and fell down, and a vulture was looking at a distance, waiting for the child to die, so that vulture can now sit on the corpse. That was the picture that was captured by the photographer. At the end of the day, the photographer won so many prizes, international, national, and so on. So in the podium, it was called to conferences, radio stations, and so on. It was inside. It was in a radio, a phone conference that somebody now asked me, "What did you do to that poor girl?" I said, "Nothing. As soon as I took my picture, I left, just because he had a plane to catch."
This is more centralized.
The man then said, "I put it to you, there were 2 vultures waiting for that girl to die, so that they can feed on the box. One of them had a camera. Well, nobody knew exactly what happened to the girl, because it was a death, more or less. So that man, the photographer, developed depression and took his own life. May it not happen to us. The deserts in Nigeria is moving southwards at the rate of 0.6 kilometers per annum. And some of the problems we are having with the herders,
change this.
with the cattle herders and so on. It's because what used to be side savanna and so on is becoming a desert. And if you don't take care, more pressure will be put on us in the south because those in the north are moving southwards. They have to survive. And therefore, some of them, farmers are already moving south. The others are already moving with their cattle. And that is why we have more problems within our region now. What we are doing today is directly germane to all these problems. And I really congratulate Life Science Foundation as well as everybody here who will be contributing. And I hope that by the time the communicate is out, we would have cause to thank God, and we would have contributed to national discourse on this problem. As so GMO or no GMO, this is not the time for me to make my stand. Let us all contribute. I will find time to actually train a word or two at the right time. Thank you.
Probably understand what we said. The members of the fourth estate of the realm, some 20-something years ago, taught me that when you invite them to programs, you don't sit scattered in the hall. Because when you sit scattered in the hall, it doesn't give a right impression about your program. So now that I've told you the reason, you need to feel first this center column. Can we please move from here and come this way? Please, let us feel, there are seats in the front here. Please, let's feel from the front here. Let us feel the seats from the front here. And then, of course, dignitaries will be, when they're supposed to be. Then let's feel this place. Thank you. And that makes sense. When we have filled the place, then when the videos are seen, then it's like, at least there are some people who are here. It doesn't, show this kind of. Thank you very much, Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the clarification, sir. Before we proceed, I would like to recognize the presence of the Dean, Faculty of Science of Abimel University, Professor Adeshino. Thank you so much. The remark on the conference. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Professor.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, distinguished guests, the organizers, Let me stand on the existing protocol. But before I give my what's going to be a very short remark, I would like to acknowledge the presence of some people there. First, let me acknowledge Professor S.R.A. Adebusi. Professor Adebusi, a former head Department of Chemistry in Adebusi, a distinguished thank you so very much. Also permit me to recognize the former Dean Faculty of Science from 2019 to 2021, Professor Marcos. Of course, I will also recognize the head of Physics and Academic Physics, Professor Henry. Thank you very much. And then let me recognize one of the organizers, my very good program. So I believe personally that as a nation, there can be no meaningful progression if we fail to conquer the fundamentals. And one of the fundamentals that make one to be defined as a human being in the 21st century is about food sufficiency of food production. And I believe that by the end of this conference, that colleagues will fashion what we where bioengineering can be used, to better our food production and come up with a sustainable
on my microphone or why remote. Oh.
was claimed by a very reputable professor, Professor Oluwole. Professor Oluwole was one that wrote for the establishment of the Center for Energy Research. First, to be Professor Vega, where did they start with? Something just with that. Sorry, I'm an old man now. Okay, started as a center for service. Then they wrote a proposal to the federal military government in the 70s. And then they said, okay, if you want us to approve this, you also have to put one in the north. And that is how they started SARS. In the north, and we have them see that. So I'm not surprised that Professor Joe followed the footsteps of Professor we got.
On is sign in. Deborah, come. Oh, sign in with the SSSM.
Every management meeting, and so I would have loved to be to still be here with you, but the rest assured that I'll be pumping in and then pumping out. So we are with you. The faculty is the organizers of this conference, and whatever things that you still want us to do, that our capacity and accommodate, the rest assured that we will do it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dean, the Faculty of Science. Thank you for your support, and we really appreciate your goodwill towards this conference. We'll be moving on to the next agenda, where Dr. Lawrence was supposed to be the speaker, but unfortunately, Dr. Lawrence has been here for a while, and he couldn't speak because he's on transit. So Professor Joe is going to take responsibility on his behalf, and also on behalf of the DG, is going to make a short presentation on their behalf. And we hope that Dr. Lawrence will be able to rehearse the presentation. Thank you. We welcome Professor Joe, sir.
So we use a lot of that. This. Still well. It's not still to me because when we were undergraduate, his house was our pen. That's how we used to play. That's how we flew. It's not the old place. So, Professor Lee Silla, most welcome. Thank you, sir, for being here. If you want to clap, please go ahead.
was the patron, and so was the Vice Chancellor of the Westland University. Somewhere around. So thank you, sir. And he's my mentor since I was an SL. He tells me what to do, and I listen to him. Thank you very much, sir. Also, we have here my big friend, the DVC is here, and I think we should just allow him to come. Thank you. Once again, I apologize. He was there before everybody else. You want to say anything? Yes. Sure. Thank you, sir. So we thank Professor Bamini Salau. It's as if we moved along here. This conference is fair.
It's fine. Yeah, but I was it. Oh, didn't. Oh, where was it? I went for my eye treatment. Yes, I found it. Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay. 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 Okay.
Professor Adede, who are also the HOD in that department in our midst. Thank you so much.
The Lord will help us to help your God to help us to spot the harvest that month. Maybe I'm not as the next week that they are holding the Senate meeting. It is next week now. That's when that money is yours. That is the last
It became HOD, so it was HOD. And then it went on to become the Dean of Science, and now it's Emeritus Dean of Science. I know there was a meeting this morning at the station in resource for education, together with my HOD, who is sitting beside Professor Musa. So, please, the BBC has stopped another meeting for the year, so I was cut short. So let's be all protocols observed. Mama, she looks.
Along with your street. Thank you, sir. Have you called your second, the other man? The other man that said you were in friends together. Okay, well, I hope it's the same person. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yes, more if you are with us at you know that you are not at Ibadan, you are at
Yeah, if it is like that, we thank God now.
somebody from government. So the DG Nesria, DG NBMA, Dr. Asad, she had other meetings, but she said she speaks by Zoom. She's to represent government. And we have someone from industry. He's a Nigerian diaspora, is based in Russia. That in online since, but he's in transit. And he didn't have his laptop. Then he will contribute, but he cannot give the lecture. So we decided that we have a press release already that we are going to give to the press after something. That I could speak to that press release and discuss it. And the main keynote speaker, we used to have one keynote speaker in the academia. Then we were criticized that no, this conference is bringing stakeholders together. So I bring in academia and government. We've been doing that for several years now. But this year, we started to bring someone from the industry. That was Dr. Lawrence Yes. So he might see them, I don't see online, maybe see it. He will make his contribution, it's like the airport. Something happened overnight at the company in Russia, they have to go to another city to attend to it. So that's what it is. So how that press release, maybe the little break will give us, if you can project it, so that you can see the slides as I speak to them. But it's my pleasure, honor, and delight to welcome my DPC research, Professor A.K. Akinyemi.
Just like to talk to me and say that this is scientific, careful. And then you look around and be like, all your pastors. You want to say praise the Lord. So, but permit me to say, let's thank God first that we planned this meeting and that we are having it. And I think to say, God, we thank you that we fix a program and that we are having it. I believe it is from the Vice Chancellor who's supposed to be here. I just left it now. He's busy with so many things. But he has particular regard for you. And again, he probably had to say this, send this regard to you. And I think we'll see you after the program. Because it's not a church, right? I can see my immediate pastor now, and like 5 generations of pastors from so don't let me go the route of the pastor we choose to Pastor Zebuli. Pastor Zebuli was our pastor in but I think this science is about the management. We are the management now. And also the former dean Because I did. Thank you so much. And then we talk about the professor first, then the pastors. And my good friend, Show, you're Professor Show, what is today? I'm Professor Lise. I don't know if I'm a professor, but if I
Yes, hello.
oh,
Yes. Thank you.
or a big guy is able to. Thank you, sir.
Yes, it's
And again, the men and women of the press, and also participants and students also who are here. And so permit me to recognize a wife of the convener. She said that my beautiful wife, I'm looking for this beautiful wife here. Where is she? Please stand up for the recognition now. Is she not beautiful today? And please stand up. God bless you. And all the participants. So again, I think it is from the Vice Chancellor. And the role he has asked me to do is very simple. He said, just go open. But of course, it's academic issues. It's a national conference, the 9th. I'll be privileged to talk about the role of the mommy, sorry, it wasn't deliberate. My eyes just skipped that side. I greet you, man. Our mommy is sciences many years ago. Thank you so much, man. I've already recognized you, Professor Pastor Ekute India, is just anyway from the church. That's my pastor. So I said I've spoken some, we've spoken and we know the role of the 21st century university, particularly in the world that we live today. I gave it, I want to emphasize it. The big lesson for many of us is COVID. COVID brought a lot of questions. COVID posed a question for instance. So when there's crisis, where do you look up to? And one thing that we learn is to say that science matters. Science matters to direct, to guide, particularly in this situation. But we don't need to to exchange views, ideas, that we have a very productive conference, and that the deliberations, and also learned that the press release will be something that guides us towards ensuring a better and a safe environment that ensures our health. So on that note, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I want to declare the 9th National Conference on Environment on OAU campus open. Please enjoy the conference. It's a beautiful place. Take pictures. Don't let anybody collect one dime from you. They hear the pretty know you is the pictures you take is enjoy it. God bless you.
Once again, let's give another round of applause to our Vice Chancellor. Thank you for the work that you give remark. We still have to call on Professor Joe to continue his interaction or his he wants to give us a message in lieu of Dr. Iwebo, etc. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please let me confirm. Dr. Webo, are you online? Is he online? Yes. Dr. Webo. Oh, you're online. I can see you. Do you want to make some greetings first before I do the press release? We have a press release. The press is there. We intend press conference after. We might as well do it now. It covers two bits. Dr. Webo, if you unmute and speak. Yeah. Like I said, the act of travel is probably at the airport. So the slides, I just did this about a few minutes ago, maybe about half an hour ago. So let me look for where I am. So what we intend to do is for me to give this press release. Professor, excuse me, I apologize if we may not be very coordinated. There are some people bringing apologies. We can take that later when we have to travel. But an important apology that I must bring is from Professor A.F. Ruwole. It's based in the US and the time zone is not convenient for him to adjust on direct. So he sent a message, which I think is it to every here now. He sent a type of message. If you have that, you can reach to. Okay. So and this is a press statement. The press statement I'm reading, not the one being projected. What I have is all the references in the press release. So I asked somebody to help me put them in. So as I speak, they will show the references. So what are the references? So we apologize, we have to do this. This press statement on urgent. Maybe you have to move to this. Press statement on urgent environment health concerns in Nigeria. We do this every year. The conference will have press conference. It's part of it. Also part of this conference is the high school quiz petition. Right now we have 30 students from high school, a courtesy of my HOD. So we give them a workshop, a lecture on a topical issue. This year we have come lead poisoning. So they are being instructed in lead poisoning and all that. Then a quiz competition. Then they bring them here, they join us to collect their. That's ongoing right now. So this person is a key part of our conference every year. So it's part of the 9th National Conference on Environment and Health, holding University online. On this auspicious occasion of the 9th edition of the annual National Conference on Environment and Health, the Living Science Foundation wishes to make the following comments to address some topical environmental issues of urgent national concern. There are 3 issues we are addressing. One is, number 1, the impending takeover demos. The second one is on the announced incorporation of malaria vaccine to routine childhood immunization schedule. And number 3 is need to respond to medical and health records for improved environmental outcomes. So I start with the first one. Impending takeover, Nigeria's takeover by GMOs. The Living Science Foundation is deeply concerned with the ongoing at the beginning of this year, January 11 this year, approval was given for the cultivation of GMO Pella maize in Nigeria. Slide 1. So the approval was given January 11. So this press release was January 12. That is maize now to be genetically modified. BT. So it's called Pella maize. On the heels of this were the announcements that GMO cassava and potatoes are also on their way. Slides 2 and 3. Slide 2. This is in September this year. They give a 21-day notice, August 22 to 12 September. That what picture is this? Cassava is on the way. GMO. Next slide. Potatoes is also on its way. So, transgenic rice and sorghum are also going to be somewhere in the pipeline. I think that's slide 4. That's slide 4. Oh yeah, no, go back, sir. Go back. So this is talking about sorghum and rice content.